Hello there, and thanks for joining me again, everyone. And this time around in this tutorial I'm going to just tie you up a very plain simple woolly bugger pattern that I've tied and used over the years. It doesn't have any flash in the tail or anything. I guess you could say it's a plain Jane bugger, and I simply call it the ginger bugger because it incorporates mostly a ginger color, like a ginger brown color for the tail and the chenille and the hackle. And I've caught fish on it, so I thought I'd share this pattern with you, and maybe we'll go through a few tips on tying buggers that you haven't seen before, and we'll get started here. So I'll get this guy the vise, fresh hook in, and I'll get going. Okay, I'm using a Mustad 79580 streamer hook here. It's a 2x heavy and 5 extra long, size 8. I usually keep these a little bit smaller, this particular bugger that I use. Tie like on 8s and 10s this guy. I don't go tie this guy real large, so we'll tie him on the size 8. That's the biggest I tie this guy on. And I have a small gold bead. You could use copper if you wish. It's not a tungsten bead, just a regular bead. And first, before I get ahead of myself, I do weight this guy with some 0.15 lead wire. And one little trick I'm going to show you. Usually you'll when you wrap lead wire, you wrap it away from yourself rather. A little trick I've learned is to put the lead on, then wrap it towards yourself. I just find it goes smoother that way, and it's also easier to wrap on and to pull the ends off when you're done. I should mention I put around 12 to 15 wraps on this guy. Just give that a try next time you use lead for weighting a fly. Wrap it towards yourself instead of away from yourself when you wrap it on the shank. And I'll wiggle that off. Now I'll just push those wraps up into the bead to anchor that bead, just like so. Okay, I'm using 140 denier UTC and tan for the thread, and we'll start right behind the lead here and build a little dam up. Then I'm going to jump on top of that, come up and then back down, and we'll work our thread towards the point of the hook here before I snip off the tag. Okay, that's fine. Snip that out of there. And the tail is some ginger brown colored chenille, or marabou rather, sorry about that. And keep that about the length of the hook. So bring that on top. Tie it in with a pinch loop here. Pull up on it. And we'll come back a few wraps towards that barb. Just like so. Okay. And I'll lift up on that, wrap towards the lid, and instead of wrapping that forward, I'll catch it in now, like so, and then wrap back towards the tail to secure that all in. Just a little different way you can do it. Give that a little twist and snip it off. You'll find marabou, if you go to snip marabou on a lot of different flies, if you twist it and snip it, you get a much cleaner cut that way. Just thought I'd throw that in. Okay, and the reason I call it plain Jane bugger, I've never put any flash in this particular pattern. Doesn't seem to require any for the fish to like it, so I don't put any flash in. But if you wish, you could put some copper or gold, flashabou, crystal flash, whichever. Okay, now I'm going to strip some of the fuzzies off the chenille like I always do here and get a thread core showing. And I'm going to tie that in here. Whoops, I hit myself again. Seem to be doing that a lot here this time. Sorry about that, folks. I can't forget my rib, which is going to tie our hackle down when we put that on. So I'll tie that on the far side. Some fine copper wire. Small or fine will work for a size 8. And we'll tie that back to in front of the tail. Wrap it down good with secure wraps. Okay. Now we'll do the chenille. Okay. Now I got about a 4 or 5 inch piece here. I cut off the card of chenille, and we'll tie the thread core on my side here, those threads, and we'll come back to right in front of our tail. Nice snug wraps forward to lock that down, and we're going to stop about a hook eye length behind the bead here. We don't want to crowd too close to the bead as we stop our thread there. And at the same time, I'm going to throw in a 1/2 hitch here, just like so. Okay, swing it around my bobbin. Another way you can make your bodies more durable is to add a little bit of lacquer, head cement, or super glue along the shank. I'm just going to take a little drop of Sally Hansen's here along here before I wrap the chenille to make that body much more durable. So we'll grab the chenille and wrap. Just begin to wrap. We'll make our first wrap right in front of our tail. And what I like to do when I'm wrapping chenille, I'll make 3 or 4 wraps and then give it a nice little pull. And that makes sure that your body is going to be on there nice and tight and secure. Give it another nice little pull there. And we'll come around one more turn and we'll tie it off right there. Okay, move the bobbin cradle out the way. Okay, a couple wraps behind the chenille, a couple in front. Locks that down. Then we'll come in, trim off our excess, just like so. And I'll also throw in another little half hitch here, just for security measures. Okay, so there's the body, folks. A couple more wraps there. Now, for the hackle, I got some brown ginger hackle here for the hackle. And I like to have the barbs to come past, you size it up for a size 8. You don't want them too far down below the hook point, but you can judge that as you put your hackle up to the fly, like so. Just take it and turn the hackle, and that's not too bad there, so that'll work. And we'll tie that in by the stem with the dull side facing rearward towards the marabou. And what that does is when you wrap the hackle, it keeps it swept back nice, keeps that flowing back look. And I'll tie that stem and then also fold it back, trapping it in, so that way that hackle can't pull out while you're trying to wrap it. It's another little tip there, which can be used in a lot of different situations in fly tying. So I'm going to make that first wrap here. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my hackle pliers, folks. Get those on the hackle. And we're just going to begin. I could use the rotary, but I'll just do this by hand here so you can see me do it a little better. And I'm just going to take evenly spaced wraps. Whoops. A little bit of slippage on the pliers, no big deal. That happens once in a while. Alright, I'm just going to try this with my fingers till I get back farther. Just evenly spaced wraps. Now I'll grip on that guy with the pliers again. Hopefully it won't slip out on me this time. Alright. Okay, we're going to come around. Alright. Now, we're going to take our wire, come down around the bottom of the hook. And we're going to come up and trap our hackle tip. With that wire, I'm going to release the pliers, and I like to make 2 wraps on that first turn where you're trapping the tip down, just so it's in there nice and secure. Then we'll wiggle the wire back and forth, like so, trapping down the hackle stem on those wraps that we made, adding more durability. Bring our wire up, catch it in with our thread here, a couple turns. Keeping thread tension all the time you're doing that. Don't let go of your thread tension. And then we're going to fold the wire back on itself and make a couple wraps that way as well before we helicopter that off. That way your wire is not going to go anywhere. Just give it a little turn until it snaps off like so. Then we don't want to forget our hackle tip at the rear of the hook here. We'll come in and snip him out here, nice and close, just like so. Okay, now one last step I like to do is take a little bit of Zap-A-Gap if you have any. If not, use head cement. We'll do the job too, and put a little on the thread here. Just a little. And I like to make a couple turns, let that soak in. Just let it fall down on the thread there. That'll soak in behind the bead before I do my whip finish. Okay, so now I'll come in and make a 4 or 5 turn whip finish here. Is plenty. Here's 3, and I'll do one more turn. That should be fine. Okay, snug it down nice and tight like that, folks. And I'll come in close with my scissors, snip off the excess thread. And there we have it. Another size 8 ginger bugger. It's just a fly that I've tied for a long time and fished for a long time and had luck with it, so I like sharing patterns with you like that. that I've used and caught fish on, and hopefully you can give them a try as well. So anyway, I really want to thank you for watching once again, folks, and appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more flies, don't hesitate to hit that good old subscribe button there and the little bell, and that'll let you know when I put another fly up. So anyway, until next time, everyone, I want to wish you happy tying out there, and until next time, I'll see you all again soon, and so long for now, folks.